Betrayal's price, my sister, my husband, and a family's reckoning. The phone call shattered the fragile peace I'd painstakingly built. It wasn't just a request, it was a demand, laced with guilt and entitlement, the kind only family can weaponize. After years of silence, after severing ties with the people who were supposed to love me unconditionally, they resurfaced, desperate for my help. But let me rewind a little, back to where the cracks first appeared in what I thought was an unshakable foundation. I'm Amalia, and from my earliest memories, responsibility was my constant companion. Picture this, my two younger brothers running around, full of energy and mischief, while my mother's voice, already weary, called out, "Amalia, honey, could you help change Sarah's diaper?" I would drop whatever I was doing, tired from working double shifts to help make ends meet. That was our normal. Everyone pitched in, except Sarah. From the moment she arrived, she reigned supreme. Dad worked tirelessly at the construction site. Mom cleaned houses. They did everything they could to keep food on our table and dreams alive in our hearts, but Sarah's whims always came first. My brothers and I had abilities, but Sarah had privileges. If Sarah threw another tantrum, she would get her way. I started working right after high school, determined to break free from the cycle of just getting by. The local diner wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. Hidden away in my closet, I'd count my tips late at night, dreaming of the day I'd have enough to start classes at the community college. Within a year, my manager noticed my dedication and promoted me. I enrolled in evening classes, buying textbooks only to wake up at dawn for another shift. Sarah, on the other hand, could skip school whenever she felt like it. "You're going to burn yourself out," Dad would say, finding me studying in the kitchen at midnight. I'd look up from my accounting homework and smile. "Maybe, but I'm going somewhere, Dad. I promise you that." My college degree opened doors I never thought possible. First National Bank hired me as a junior analyst, and I threw myself into the work with the same determination that got me through school. Within months, my supervisor pulled me aside. "Amalia, I've never seen someone pick things up so quickly," she said. "Keep this up, and you'll go far." She wasn't wrong. I had a knack for numbers, and while others complained about office politics, I navigated them effortlessly. Maybe all those years of managing family dynamics had taught me something useful after all. My brothers started their own lives. She was still at home. Sarah was out until 3 o'clock. Again, Mom sighed. "I worrying, but you know how she is." I didn't know, and frankly, I didn't want to. I also knew about the parade of boyfriends, the failing grades, and the general lack of direction, but it wasn't my problem anymore. I had my own life now, my own apartment, my own goals. Then came the call that changed everything. "The father's gone to Arizona," Mom said, her voice trembling. "Says he wants nothing to do with it." I gripped my phone tighter. Of course. What else could we do? Of course they would, I muttered under my breath. "Won't you, Amalia, come over on weekends? You're so good with children." That's when I started developing an impressive array of excuses: urgent work projects, professional development courses, client meetings, anything to avoid spending my precious free time taking care of yet another child. "I don't understand you anymore," Mom said during one particularly tense phone call. "You used to be so helpful." "I used to be a child forced to be helpful," I corrected her. "I'm an adult now, with my own life, but family." Her voice trailed off, as if the word itself was a magic spell she could cast to control me. "Family works both ways, or have you forgotten the money I send every month?" That usually shut them up, at least temporarily. Prenatal care, then baby supplies, but it was never enough to buy their approval. My Aunt Lisa told me over coffee one day, "They're calling you heartless behind your back, you know." "Let them talk," I said. "They've never understood me anyway. They say you're ungrateful." I looked her straight in the eye. "Ungrateful for what?" "The privilege of raising their other children, everything." The promotion to senior analyst came through that week. My salary increased again, and so did the checks I sent home. But I kept my boundaries firm. No weekend babysitting, no emergency childcare. Let them call me cold. I'd spent enough of my life being the responsible one. Between client meetings and financial reports, I stumbled upon a dating profile. Something about his profile seemed different. "I'm actually an investment advisor," he wrote. Maybe we could bore each other with market talk over coffee. James was patient and understanding about my work schedule and somehow managed to make me laugh even after my most stressful days. I never thought I'd find someone who understood both compound interest and my terrible jokes. Then came the proposal. Nothing flashy, just him on one knee in my apartment after a home-cooked meal. "I can't imagine my life without you," he said. "Marry me." I said yes. Introducing him to my family was surprisingly smooth. Even Sarah behaved herself. My parents were overjoyed. Finally, their workaholic daughter was settling down. "He's wonderful," Mom gushed. "And did you see how great he is with Tommy?" The wedding was beautiful. James fit into the family like he'd always been there, teaching my nephews to throw a ball or build with blocks. Sarah watched these interactions with an odd intensity. He's going to be such an amazing father, she'd say, smiling at me meaningfully. You're so lucky, Amalia. That's when the questions started. Don't you think it's time? James would ask. We're not getting any younger. I'd explain my position again and again. I want us to be completely ready. We need our own house first, not this apartment. We need savings. But we're doing well, he'd protest. We both have good jobs. What are we waiting for? For the right time, I'd say. One child, when we're ready. That's the plan we agreed on. My sister lives with our parents and relies on their retirement savings. That's not what I want for a child. Like watching storm clouds gather on a sunny day, you know the rain is coming, but you can't stop it. I was too focused on my next promotion, and he never could keep his side of the closet organized. That Saturday morning started like any other, but that's what I found. My phone. I've never seen before tucked behind his winter sweaters. My stomach tightened as I picked it up. Not his work phone, not his personal phone, it wasn't even locked. My hand shook as I opened the messages. The first one I saw was from Sarah, my baby sister. Miss you already. Can't wait until Saturday when she's at work again. Hundreds of messages, pictures I wish I could unsee, conversations about me. LOL, she's so clueless, always at the office. All she cares about is her precious career. Each one worse than the last. Then I saw it. Baby is definitely yours. Doctor confirmed it today. I don't remember driving to my parents' house. I don't remember much except the phone clutched in my white-knuckled grip. Sarah was there, of course. Saturday morning cartoons with Tommy, one big happy family. What the hell is this? I threw the phone on the coffee table. Tommy looked up, startled. Sarah didn't even flinch. She picked up the phone, scrolled through it casually, like she was checking the weather. Oh, well, I guess you know now. That's all you have to say. You're sleeping with my husband, she shrugged, actually shrug. We're in love, Amalia. These things happen. And now, with the baby coming, James and I want to get married once Amalia stops being difficult about it. Difficult? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Am I being difficult? Yes, Sarah said. You never wanted children anyway. You're too busy with your precious career. James needs a real family. I turned to my parents, waiting for them to say something, anything to defend me, to condemn this betrayal. Amalia, try to be reasonable, Mom said. Tommy needs a father figure, and James is so good with him. And now with another baby coming. Reasonable, my voice cracked. My husband and sister are having an affair, and you want me to be reasonable? Dad cleared his throat. Well, you never wanted children, honey. Maybe this is for the best. When was the last time you even cooked him dinner? Sarah would make a proper wife. I looked at them, my family. Sarah smug and pregnant with my husband's child. Mom already planning the next wedding. Dad avoiding my eyes but clearly on their side. A proper wife, like your precious Sarah. Don't be dramatic, Dad said. Just go back to your big office and your important meetings. Leave the family stuff to people who actually care about it. I barely remember the drive home. The world seemed unreal, like I was watching someone else's life fall apart instead of my own. When I walked through our front door, James was there in the living room, acting like it was just another normal Saturday. Hey, honey. He moved to hug me, wearing the smile I used to love, the smile that now made me sick to my stomach. The change in his face was instant. Where did you go? Found this while cleaning, I said, holding up the phone. You really should find better hiding spots for your affair phones. Amalia, I can explain. Explain what? The messages, the photos? Or maybe explain how you got my sister pregnant. It's not. I mean, his whole demeanor changed. Fine, yes. Sarah and I are together. What did you expect? You're never home. All you care about is work, work, work. When was the last time we even had a real conversation about starting a family? You cheated because I wanted financial security before having children. You never wanted children, not really. You always had some excuse. Sarah actually wants a family. She understands what's important in life. I looked at this man, this stranger wearing my husband's face. What's important in life is loyalty, honor, basic human decency. But I guess those things aren't important to you or my precious sister. Don't act all high and mighty, he sneered. You're just angry because Sarah is giving me what you wouldn't. The divorce papers were filed the next day. I had documentation of the affair. My brothers, Micah and David, came to help me move out of the apartment. They were the only ones who stood by me. They're dead to me, both of them. Through my brothers, I heard the updates I never wanted. James and Sarah got married in a small ceremony. My parents were there, of course. The baby was born a girl. They moved into a small house in the suburbs. Tommy started calling James Dad. Mom keeps trying to get us to visit them. Mike told me during one of our monthly dinners. Says we need to be a family again. We are a family, David said, raising his glass. The three of us, that's enough.